Hello, my name is Xavier Monteys, Senior Geologist at GSI, and I will introduce you briefly, on behalf of all the team, one of our latest INFOMAR developments in the maritime education sector in Ireland. The INFOMAR graduate training program. An idea has been there for a few years now, but only started to shape up in 2019, as generally happens by adding key milestones to the roadmap. The first milestone in early 2020, an MSC module to be delivered in Maynooth University in the geography department, and the offshore component in partnership with the Smart School Training. And right after, a second milestone in partnership with Eurofit Plus, the pan-European initiative towards a floating university, bridging the gap between national marine programs, industry, societal challenges, science, and knowledge sharing. Starting from our passion for the sea and our mission statement aligned with Ireland's Marine Plan, Action 23 explicitly states training Irish graduates, obviously in what we know in more depth, mapping the seabed and everything surrounding it, from planning, data acquisition, product development, technological developments, to how we make these products more relevant to society and how we engage with our stakeholders. Also convey our experience to map the complexity of the program's network at national and international scale. And we will see more of this international side as we move on with the talk. So, and when I mentioned earlier what we know, I mean our true area of expertise reflected in this long journey from deep waters to the Irish shores. It's been 20 years of program since 1999, continually mapping the seafloor and making it available to the wider community. Over time, we've used numerous boats, technologies, and planning every year, aligning our activities to support diverse national policies, a changing national policies, I would say. As an example, increasing offshore renewable energy capacity as part of climate action targets. Ireland's INFOMAR is a modest but well-recognized international brand, as our network includes expanse of a global organization such as the Pan-European IMONETs, the IJOY International Hydrographic Office, the JEPCO Association, and NOAA, just to mention a few. Also, our data products can be accessed from any part of the planet via the web for free, which in return amplifies these worldwide exposures, making the brand even larger. But moving into the first milestone, the MSc module, over a short time window, we have overcome a number of steps that might be of interest to list out. First, find the most suitable host academic partner. We found it in Maynooth University, the longest running remote sensing university model in the country, and fully accredited by chartered surveyors. Design the module to fit specific educational programs. Develop innovative content, maritime training with that INFOMAR unique edge. Develop a unique offshore floating module together in partnership with the Smart School Training, with still a lot of room to expand over the years to come. Align the content with the National Marine Strategy, training graduates and postgraduates, and also training INFOMAR staff, an important part of it. I'm not going to go into the detail, a lot of detail to time spent developing the model, but instead I'll briefly talk about the team. The INFOMAR team, well experienced with many years mapping the ocean, working up the data and disseminating products, connected to many stakeholders from academia, industry, agents, and from there to the wider community. But to ensure this good academic alignment, we counted on with the Maynooth University Geography Department team, Ronan Foley and Conor Cahalan, playing a key role in the development and delivery of this model. On the offshore side, also a strategic partner with the Strategic Marine Alliance for Research and Training, also known as a SMART, led in this case by John Boyd. This combined team with decades of experience coming from many disciplines and backgrounds working together towards a common goal with the additional edge of a long-running program like the INFOMAR. Getting deep into the model's internal structure and the diversity of themes covered, the on-campus part has a comprehensive number of lectures and tutorials covering 30 hours teaching, 15 hours lectures and 15 hours on tutorials. from the ABC of what a program like INFOMAR entails, to the fundamentals of physical oceanography, survey planning, basic data acquisition, and the different processing techniques, including how we image the seafloor and how we see the subsea floor, and even the inhabitants of this seafloor with the marine habitat lecture, but also placing emphasis in the international network. A program like INFOMAR is plugged in, and its impact at local, national, and global scale. Everything surrounding the program. So a lot of material that cannot be found on textbooks. And jumping now to the hands-on tutorials, covering topics such as satellite-derived bathymetry, multi-beam processing, both the bathymetry part and the backscatter component, shipwreck imaging, and product development. And more to come in areas such as coastal evolution or photogrammetry that are work in progress. Finally, an important part of it is a Q&A session with the team chatting on their educational background, experience, training, and prospect career paths. And that's also an area where we're trying to expand more in the future. But showing flexibility, the model was adapted and tested back in mid-2020 in another milestone that I referred before for the European Eurofleets Plus training project. Eurofleets Plus is a unique consortium of research vessels, equipment, and scientists supported by 42 organizations from 24 different countries, primarily in Europe, and Ireland is a member of it. A key objective of Eurofleets Plus is the delivery of 5 floating universities for early stage researchers on marine-related science, which is something very challenging, very difficult, because it's difficult to access these large platform ships that are fully equipped. The floating university took place on the research Celtic Voyager in Core Harbour and its approaches on the south coast of Ireland, a perfect natural lab as we have mapped on numerous occasions, the area. The offshore component in partnership with the Smart Training is unique as it offers the student hands-on experience, the opportunity to interact with the vessel and the systems used to image the seafloor, the oceans and the subsea floor. But more important, a truly floating learning platform with professionals. The experience as it now is, it consists of 2 full days, in this case in Core Harbour, as it offers an all-weather protection, so very accessible location. The students in this setting work on real case scenarios and experiment with the different roles involved in the offshore surveying world. Moving on, we've seen the recent past, but let's also hint the immediate future without going into too much detail. We are working towards completing the content development with a mixture of technical lectures and society-relevant challenges, such as career development, improve learning experience and increase interaction both on campus material and offshore, where the Irish accessibility is probably unique in the world. Increase the number of tutorials as they are key to gain hands-on experience, useful in the professional world. Migration to the online delivery, expansion to multiple stakeholders, both at academia and schools nationwide, as well as government agencies and institutes, tailoring content to the existing programs available. And finally, include accreditation, professional and academic. I've talked about the motivation, the structure, and a bit about the future developments, but what is the expected impact? Let's start on building national capacity in ocean science by adapting content to existing educational programs. Also by placing the Irish National Seabed Mapping Programme, a pioneer program at the forefront of the maritime education scene, and demonstrate the availability of free and high quality data. More general, increasing ocean literacy and climate change awareness, 2 important topics for this upcoming decade, on the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. International exposure. INFOMAR, as mentioned before, is an international brand, and we want to grow together with our education stakeholders. And relevant to the forum today, that we are today, opening potential new careers avenues for students as the ORE sector is set to grow. Training graduates will become more important than ever. Opportunities such as the INFOMAR Marine Graduate Training is developing the knowledge base in Ireland. Key is to ensure that graduates might be able to access jobs here. Finally, let me finish by acknowledging the people behind all this. Without their work and enthusiasm, this journey that still has a few more stops to go would not have been possible. So thanks to all. And with this, I'll finish my talk.